Welcome back to Dark Whispers. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and stay with us until the end. For tonight, the tale grows darker and stranger still. Last night, you heard the first old man's story, how betrayal twisted love into a curse, and how his wife became a deer. The genie, amazed, granted the merchant a third of his life. But the merchant was not yet safe. The sword of death still hovered above his neck. And so, the second old man stepped forward. His back was bent with years, his beard white as snow, but in his eyes burned a sorrow deeper than time itself. Behind him, heavy iron chains clinked and rattled, and at the end of those chains were two black dogs, their eyes glowing red like embers in the dark. The genie's thunderous voice shook the air. "Old man, who are you, and why do you walk with beasts such as these?" The old man lowered his head and spoke with a trembling voice. "Oh, mighty genie, these are not beasts. They are my own brothers, bound to me by blood and by a curse. Their tale is long, tragic, and filled with betrayal. If I tell it, will you not grant the merchant another third of his life?" The genie's fiery eyes narrowed. He leaned closer, the air humming with his power. "Speak, then. Your words must be wondrous beyond measure." The old man took a deep breath, and so his tale began. The tale of the second old man. "Know, O genie, that once we were three brothers. I was the eldest, wise, and patient. The two you see before you, now chained as dogs, were my younger brothers, full of fire, greed, and envy. When our father, a noble merchant, died, he left us a vast fortune, ships filled with spices and silks, chests of gold, pearls, and rubies. We divided it equally, each receiving a fair share. I, being patient, invested my wealth carefully, buying ships, training sailors, and sending caravans across the desert. My brothers, however, squandered theirs on feasts, pleasures, and foolish schemes. When their wealth dwindled, they came to me. 'Brother,' they said, 'take us with you on your voyages. Teach us trade so we may rebuild our fortunes.' I hesitated, for I knew the sea demands patience, wisdom, and courage, things my brothers did not possess. Yet my heart softened, for they were blood of my blood. So I agreed, and together we set sail across the endless waters. The voyage of fortune. The sea, in those days, was kind. Winds filled our sails, and the waves carried us swiftly to distant lands. We traded in far-off markets, bartering silks for ivory, gold for gems, spices for silver. My wealth grew, but theirs grew as well, for I shared with them generously, as a brother should. For months we sailed, and our chests grew heavy with treasures. But greed, O genie, is a serpent. The more it is fed, the hungrier it becomes. One night, as the moon cast silver upon the waves, I walked unseen upon the deck. There, in the shadows, I heard their whispers. "Why should our brother have more than us? He calls himself generous, but without him, we are nothing. We must take his fortune, his life." My blood froze. I felt a dagger of betrayal pierce my heart, but I kept silent, hoping my love would restrain their envy. I was wrong. The first betrayal, on the seventh night, as the stars wheeled above, they struck. They burst into my cabin, ropes in hand. I woke to their furious eyes. "Brothers, what madness is this?" I cried, but they answered with cruelty. "You are the eldest, you hoard wisdom and wealth, and we are left in your shadow. Tonight, all you own becomes ours." They bound my hands and feet, dragged me across the deck, and hurled me into the raging sea. The water was ice in my lungs, darkness all around me. The ship's lanterns faded above as I sank deeper, deeper. My brother's laughter echoed faintly across the waves. I thought death was mine, the saving hand, but fate had other plans. Through the crushing silence, I felt arms embrace me, lifting me upward. I opened my eyes and beheld a maiden of the sea. Her hair flowed like waves of midnight. Her eyes shone like pearls from the ocean's heart. She whispered, her voice soft as tides, "Fear not, for destiny has spared you. Your time is not ended." She bore me to an island, green with palm trees and sweet with fruit. There she cared for me, feeding me, clothing me, until strength returned. Then she spoke, "Your brothers have betrayed you, but their treachery shall not go unpunished. Take this ship, filled with treasures greater than you have ever known, and return to them. Justice waits upon the sea." With her blessing, she conjured a ship before me, grander than any I had ever built. Its sails were woven from silk, its decks of shining cedar, its cargo holds filled with jewels and gold. The return? When I sailed back into the port, my brothers stood in shock. "You?" they gasped. Their faces drained of blood, for they thought me drowned and gone forever. But I greeted them warmly, suppressing the fire in my chest. "Brothers, let us forget the past. Come, share this new fortune with me." They fell to their knees, swore repentance, and begged forgiveness. For, though my heart still bled, I forgave them all. For who can cut the bonds of blood? The second betrayal. But envy, genie, is a poison that never dies. Once again, we sailed together, holds bursting with treasures. And once again, they plotted in secret. One night, as the ship drifted through the dark, they came upon me while I slept. "Last time, he survived," one said. "This time, we must make certain he never returns," said the other. They seized me again, dragging me to the edge of the deck. The sea roared beneath, black and endless. But before they could cast me to my doom, the sea itself rose in fury. From the waters emerged the same maiden, radiant, terrible, her eyes blazing with anger. Her voice shook the heavens. "Wicked men, twice you have betrayed your brother. Twice you stained your souls with treachery. You do not deserve the form of men." She raised her hands, and thunder split the sky. Lightning struck the deck, and my brothers shrieked in terror. Their bodies twisted, their bones cracked, their cries became howls. In moments, they stood before me, not as men, but as dogs, black as the night, their eyes burning red, their voices silenced to growls. The maiden turned to me and said, "Take them, let them live, for they are your blood. But let them wear the shape of beasts until time and sorrow teach them repentance." The burden, and so, O mighty Genie, I wandered the earth with them by my side. They eat from my hand, sleep at my feet, and though their forms are cursed, they remain my brothers. I cannot abandon them, for my heart remembers what they once were. Yet every day I live with the sting of betrayal. Every night I hear their chains clink, a reminder of greed's cruel price. And that is my story. The genie's fiery gaze swept over the two dogs. They lay silent, eyes lowered, tails curled in shame. The genie spoke at last. "Indeed, this tale is stranger and more wondrous than the merchant's misfortune." Merchant, I grant you another third of your life." The merchant bowed low, gratitude flooding his heart. But still, 1/3 of his fate remained in the genie's grasp. Then, a third old man stepped forward. In his hand, he held not chains, but a beautiful gazelle, her coat shimmering like gold beneath the sun. The genie's curiosity stirred. "And you? What tale do you bring, old man? For surely, this gazelle is no ordinary beast." The old man smiled sadly, stroking the gazelle's head. "Oh, mighty genie, what you see before you will astonish you beyond all belief." And thus began the third tale. But that, my friends, is for the next night. Stay tuned for part 5 of 1001 Nights. And don't forget to subscribe to Dark Whispers, for every night carries another whisper in the dark.